They shared dreams, they shared secrets, they shared a childhood friendship that's still going strong. And today, they share center stage.
That one's good. And Roddick is in the quarterfinals.
Mardy Fish has been able to close out David Ferrer 7-4.
That's something that we've talked about when we were 16 and 17 years old, to be able to play in matches like this.
The quarterfinal of the Slam is pretty emotional. We've both been around long enough, and I think we're both professional enough to know that we're friends, but once we get on the court, we're both trying to accomplish the same goal.
You know, there's a lot at stake to be this far in it and play each other. It's probably the biggest match we'll play.
Their friendship will survive, but only one of them will stay alive at the Australian Open.
There's Mardy Fish. What a journey to the quarterfinals. We'll detail that coming up, to take on Andy Roddick for the umpteenth time in their lives. Of course, these guys, good buddies since high school. Many times they have battled on the court, perhaps imagining, fantasizing about playing against each other in a big stage, doing mock play-by-play. That happens around the world. Kids always fantasize about it. Very few have a chance to live that dream. But as of today, it will come true for both of them.
That one's good. And Roddick is in the quarterfinals.
Mardy Fish has been able to close out David Ferrer 7-4.
If you look at it on paper, Andy's a huge favorite. Andy's been here many times before.
And Roddick survives a very tough test.
This is the first time for Mardy. Really, I think the fact that they know each other so well probably gives Mardy a better chance.
Roddick and Fish on to the final 8 of the Australian Open.
That's something that we've dreamt about and talked about practicing when we were 16 and 17 years old, to be able to play in matches like this. You know, Andy and I were more like brothers than best friends. We fought a lot. We competed at everything possible, basketball, tennis.
They were in high school together. They lived together. They played basketball together. They were great buddies.
It was literally like not only having a brother, but having a brother that you compete with on a daily basis, you practice with on a daily basis. Then we get home from tennis practice and we go play one-on-one, and one of us would end up mad about that.
Andy's the most competitive person I've ever met. He's, he's got to be winning at something.
Yeah, he'd make fun of me because he got more playing time on our basketball team, and I was terrible, and so it was just kind of a constant give and take between us.
I've seen them in just a full sweat playing ping pong after a 2-hour Davis Cup practice.
We've seen the best and worst of each other, that's for sure, and it's always a little bit of a weird dynamic when we play. The quarterfinal of the Slam is pretty emotional. We've both been around long enough, and I think we're both professional enough to know that we're friends, but once we get on the court, we're both trying to accomplish the same goal, and we don't want the other person to stand in the way of doing that. There's probably not going to be a whole lot of secrets out there.
I know what he tries to do on the court, and he knows what I try to do on the court.
Most guys are intimidated when they play Andy Roddick. Mardy's beat him in practice 100 times. He's seen that serve that intimidates most guys, but it's not going to intimidate Mardy. So that gives Mardy a little extra edge.
There's a lot at stake to be this far in it and play each other. It's probably the biggest match we'll play.
Mardy's just coming back. He had a year with injuries. He's playing his best tennis I've seen him ever play in his career.
Obviously, Andy has had the far superior career up until this point. Andy's got bigger fish to fry in his own mind, and he's just looking at this as another step. For Mardy, this is the biggest match of his life.
It'll be, all business when we get on the court, but off the court, it's, we're best of friends.
I'm sure whatever happens, we'll be cheering for the other one, whoever goes through.
My brother had a great line when he talked about playing me, and I think it sort of suits this matchup. It's great to play my little brother, and we can forget about everything when we get off the court as long as I win. I think that's Andy Roddick's attitude in this match.